react after Charlie gets shot. Let's watch how he reacts. Mikey is still there, phone in hand, still filming, still texting, still talking. Charlie is about to be killed. Mikey's still standing loyally by, right there. And then let's watch him walk away. So he goes behind it, and he comes out right here. He just walks away. There he is, walking away.
Wow.
So there he is, walking away. That's him. That's him walking away.
None of these things make any sense to me. Like, you're telling me that this kid who's not military trained, this guy, first of all, how did he get to the roof? How come nobody was looking? How come nobody was like, there's a direct line of sight between where he's sitting and those roofs? You guys didn't check? You don't have a drone? Like,
This is a crazy story that Sam Parker has unveiled, and it has to do with Charlie Kirk's right-hand man at TP USA. Here's what he says. As everyone else rushed to Charlie's aid and carried him to an SUV and to jet him to a hospital, this guy, Mike McCoy, can be seen... Mikey McCoy can be seen walking away in the distance, completely ignorant of whatever it is that's happening to Charlie behind him, and not visibly caring at all.
Mikey, get down.
It's really weird. I'm going to show you this video in a second. Was Charlie dead? Was he bleeding out? Did Charlie need help? Should he ride with Charlie to the hospital? Where are they taking Charlie? What's going on? Apparently, these were all questions of no concern to Mike McCoy, Charlie's friend and his chief of staff.
Mike in a ball cap, backpack strapped tight, phone in hand, recording everything like a man on a mission, always filming, always close.
So there they are. They're in the car. So that's Charlie Kirk. They're on their way to the event in Utah. Mike McCoy can be seen in the rearview mirror.
Look at that.
Wearing a ball cap.
Let's talk about the things they hoped would stay buried in the digital graveyard. We've all seen the official version of events, the sanitized, PR-approved timeline designed to keep the donors happy and the masses pacified. But the reality is starting to leak through the cracks, and it looks nothing like the story they sold us. The part people always whisper about is how perfect the initial narrative seemed. It was a tragedy, a shock, a moment of national mourning. But recently surfaced video, footage that was never supposed to see the light of day, has completely shattered that glass house. This isn't just another angle, it's a total reframing of the moment Charlie was shot. You have to ask yourself, why now? Why is this footage only appearing after the dust had supposedly settled? The official record tells you one thing, but this video shows a reality that is hauntingly different. It's challenging every fact we were told to believe. When the pixels don't match the press release, you know you're being lied to. Are we really supposed to buy the idea that this was just a missed perspective? Or was it suppressed because it shows the one thing the gatekeepers couldn't explain away? The internet isn't just watching, it's dissecting. And the discrepancy between the truth and the tape is becoming a canyon that no amount of spin can bridge. It feels like a glitch in the matrix they spent millions to maintain. If you look at the clips of Mike McCoy, Charlie's supposed right hand, his chief of staff, his brother, the behavior isn't just diligent. It's unsettling. In the hours leading up to the incident, Mike isn't just there, he's a constant, hovering presence, trailing Charlie with a camera with an intensity that feels more like a forensic recording than a friendly vlog. What the official records won't show you is the sheer calculation in his movement. He's there in the hotel, he's there in the car, he's there at the entrance, always filming, always positioned. It's a level of documentation that feels less like capturing memories and more like insurance. Who is cashing out here? If you knew something was about to go down, wouldn't you want every single second on high-definition file? Is this a genuine effort to document a leader? Or was Mike McCoy filming the setup for the world's most lucrative tragedy? The optics here aren't just bad, they're chilling. He wasn't just a chief of staff that day, he was a director waiting for his lead actor to hit the mark. He wasn't looking at Charlie through the eyes of a friend, he was looking at him through a viewfinder, framing the fall. Then comes the moment of impact. The shots ring out. The air fills with that specific, curdling brand of panic that only comes with real-world violence. People are screaming, security is scrambling, the world is falling apart in real time. And then there's Mike. Look at the frame. While everyone else is reacting with human instinct, ducking, running, shouting, Mike McCoy is a statue of composure. His phone stays up, his hand is steady, he doesn't flinch. He doesn't drop the device to reach for his friend, he continues to record. Convenient timing, wouldn't you say? It's the kind of calm you only see in people who already know the ending of the movie. While the crowd is experiencing a trauma, Mike looks like he's finishing a job. Is this professionalism, or is it the cold, hard detachment of someone who isn't surprised by the gunfire? We're told he was in shock, but shock makes you clumsy. Shock makes you drop things. It doesn't give you the steady hand of a seasoned cinematographer during a bloodletting. The part the experts won't tell you is that biological fight or flight is bypassed when the brain has already processed the outcome. Mike's brain wasn't fighting or fleeing, it was archiving. But here is the part that truly turns the stomach. It's the moment after. Charlie is down. The world is watching him bleed. The natural human response, the one we are hardwired for, is to move toward the person you love. But Mike McCoy? He does the opposite. The footage shows him calmly, almost casually, walking away, while others are rushing in to provide first aid. While the scramble to the hospital begins, the chief of staff just exits the frame. He doesn't follow the stretcher, he doesn't jump in the car, he just departs. What the official narrative won't tell you is where he went. Why walk away when your best friend is fighting for his life? Did he have a post-event brief to attend? Was the money shot already secured on his cloud storage? It's a PR disaster if you're trying to sell a story of loyalty, but it makes perfect sense if you're looking at it through the lens of a calculated move. You don't stay at the scene of the crime once the work is done. You exit, you regroup, and you check the footage. Are we really supposed to believe he was just looking for a better signal? They didn't count on the digital insurgency. The gatekeepers thought they could control the narrative by holding the microphones, but they forgot about the millions of eyes on social media. People are now obsessively dissecting Mike's actions frame by frame. They're zooming in on the timestamps, they're looking at the reflections in the windows, they're tracking his phone movements and his body language. The consensus building in the whisper networks is that Mike's timing was too precise. Every movement looks rehearsed. Every angle looks chosen. The internet is asking the questions the mainstream media is too terrified to touch. Is this just a genuine investigation by the masses, or is it the inevitable result of a narrative that has too many holes to hold water? The crowd is peeling back the layers of this onion, and they're finding something that smells a lot like a setup. Every zoom in reveals a new inconsistency, a new moment where the official story fails the eye test. They thought they could bury the truth in the noise, but the noise has become a signal they can no longer jam. Now let's talk about the phone call. Investigators and independent commentators have pointed out that Mike appears to be on a call roughly 100 to 120 seconds before the trigger was pulled. Who was on the other end? This is the money trail logic at its finest. If you're about to witness a historic event, who are you talking to just moments before? Was it a go signal? Was it a status update? The fact that no call logs have been released and no explanation has been offered is a screaming red flag. If it was just a mundane call, they would have cleared it up months ago. The silence surrounding that call is deafening. Is the person on the other end the one who's really cashing out on this chaos? The lack of transparency suggests that the who on that call is someone they desperately need to keep in the shadows. Why the secrecy? Is it because that call log connects the scene of the crime to the boardrooms where the real decisions are made? Where is the leadership? Turning Point USA prides itself on being loud and unfiltered, yet when it comes to Mike McCoy and the footage that is currently setting the internet on fire, there is nothing but a vacuum. No statements, no call logs, no transparency. This is a classic gatekeeper move. When you can't explain the evidence, you try to starve it of oxygen. But in doing so, they've only intensified the public's distrust. They're protecting something or someone. Is this a genuine move to protect a legal process, or is it a desperate play to protect the brand's clout? When a massive organization goes silent during a scandal involving its top brass, it's usually because the truth would bankrupt the entire operation. They aren't staying quiet for Mike, they're staying quiet for the bottom line. The part they won't tell you is that loyalty in these circles is just a line item on a budget, and right now, the cost of the truth is too high to pay. Remember when they said the police ordered every camera to be shut off immediately? That was the line we were all given to explain why the footage was so fragmented. Operational security, they called it. Well, new footage has exposed that as a flat-out lie. The tape shows at least one cameraman, positioned perfectly, continuing to film for several minutes after the lockdown was supposedly in effect. Why the inconsistency? If there was a total shutdown, why was one lens allowed to stay open? It suggests a curated flow of information. They wanted some things filmed and others erased. It's about controlling the optics of the aftermath. When the official statements are directly contradicted by the visual evidence, you have to stop asking what happened and start asking who is writing the script. Who gave the order to stay live while others were told to go dark? Was there a specific narrative being crafted in those extra minutes of footage that we haven't seen yet? Even the defense is starting to crumble. Pastor Rob McCoy, Mike's father, stepped up to defend his son, but in his zeal to dismiss conspiracy theories, he may have actually handed us the smoking gun. During his public defense, Pastor Rob inadvertently disclosed details about private conversations and internal tensions that the public was never supposed to know about. He spoke of pressures and narratives that hint at a much deeper, much darker internal struggle within the organization. It's the classic slip of the tongue from someone trying too hard to protect their own. His defense didn't clear Mike. It added a new layer of intrigue. It confirmed that there is a private story and a public story, and the two are currently at war. The part people whisper about is how the church's involvement is often the best cover for things that are far from holy. Was the pastor trying to save his son's soul, or was he trying to save the family's position in the power structure? And then, the final blow. Candace Owens, someone who knows the inner workings of this machine better than almost anyone else, has stepped into the fray. She's not just asking questions, she's bringing receipts. Candace is publicly highlighting the timeline discrepancies. She's introducing previously unseen footage. She's asserting that these revelations fundamentally change everything we thought we knew. When someone of her stature, with her level of insight, starts pointing at the chief of staff and asking why he walked away, the game is over for the official narrative. She's peeling back the final layer